Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Questions for Diane Kress. Hello, Diana.
Hello.
Should we explain the attire?
Our pink?
Our pink.
Well, we're wearing pink. I'm sure you see pink everywhere for the past month in October because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and pink and the pink ribbon is what people wear to show support for that. And I know that you believe, and I believe, that prevention is one of the biggest things that we could do.
And what we could pass along to our children, if you know that you have metabolism B and your kids are getting older, let's say that I wasn't me, and I know I have Met B and diabetes, and then I have a daughter Diana's age. Well, just knowing that I have Met B, it would make all the sense in the world for you to be checked with your labs to see if you have Met B. Because if you know it and you control it, you can prevent so many things. And it seems to be that you can prevent breast cancer. So this is a very, very huge topic. It kind of irks me, it more than irks me, that you don't read much about the link between excess insulin and breast cancer. And you hear about all this research and we're trying to find a cure. And I'm not saying controlling Met B is the cure.
Right.
But I'm saying if it's something that you can give yourself a possibility that, yeah, there seems to be a link here, so let's control insulin and give ourselves the best chance at prevention. That should be screamed from the rooftops. So go out there tonight, everybody, and start screaming from your rooftop. So yeah, I mean, every year Breast Cancer Awareness Month comes, it's got a soft spot for that, and I always feel, at least this year, I have a chance to speak to people directly and spread some information.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about it all the time, and there's so much support, like you were saying, for let's find a cure, and that is so important. But like you said, if there's something that I can do, that other women could do, that our daughters or future daughters could do to prevent even being in that situation, then I think that that's a very important message to spread.
Right.
And I know from reading on Miracleville, a lot of people, because you've posted links and articles where they'll link low vitamin D to breast cancer.
Right. All of a sudden you'll read, ooh, look, there's a link between low vitamin D and breast cancer, low vitamin D and Alzheimer's disease, low vitamin D and heart attacks, when in reality the link is uncontrolled metabolism B causes the low vitamin D that causes everything. And if they don't get to the root, see, the root isn't the low vitamin D causing the breast cancer, it's the uncontrolled insulin, which causes the D, which can erupt into breast cancer. So you're right. The half-truths are not truths.
Yeah, and also I think it's important to say that breast cancer isn't just a disease of women, that men could also have it. And a lot of people I don't even think realize that.
That is a very important point. And just like men can have uncontrolled, actually, there's a 50% split. People, for some reason, I think it's because if you look at Miracleville, it's mostly women.
Right.
And so I think that the mindset is, well, this must be a problem of women.
Right.
But it's about a 50% split, men and women, for metabolism B. It's just that women are so used to dieting, I think.
Right.
Because the outer sign of Met B is weight. So women, and especially, the closer you get to menopause where the hormones shift again, there's the weight. So here we are, we're all in Miracleville.
Right.
50% of the people out there, men, don't even know they have the potential for metabolism B.
Now, what other cancers are there that are linked to metabolism B?
Yeah, we're talking about breast cancer because of Breast Cancer Month. I would tell you that where I would put my, what would kind of perk my ear would be any cancer that's related to a hormonal producing gland or organ. So when you look at pancreatic cancer, there's a link between pancreatic cancer and uncontrolled metabolism B, the hormone coming from the pancreas being insulin. You could look at the reproductive organs, so that would be ovaries, the uterus, the breast tissue, breast cancer. Those cancers are hormonally related, and insulin is involved with them too. With men, the hormonal relation would be prostate cancer or testicular cancer. So these are a thyroid cancer. See, again, you're looking at the cancers that have that originate in an organ or gland that produces a hormone. And when your insulin is off, your hormones are off. So, you know, having a base, you're 24 hours a day, your insulin hasn't been in good shape, you're setting up a very, instead of having a nice base in your body where everything is at peace.
Yeah, everything's kind of like out of whack, and yeah, it just...
And there's the environment for something to kick in that maybe shouldn't kick in. I mean, no one knows the cause. If they knew the exact cause of cancers, well, we'd be in great shape. And it's probably many different cancers. Like, it's not just one thing that causes it, but it's pretty much known across the board that a high level of stress is going to be a precipitator to this. And we're talking about the stress of a metabolism that isn't fueled right. So I guess my message on cancer is, because you don't think much about cancer and insulin or cancer.
No, you think of it as like an isolated disease. Right, like you don't see it as being linked to
something else.
Anything else, like it just stands alone in your body.
It's like if you just contract it.
Right.
But, you know, maybe there's a possibility that the environment has to be right in the body for that cancer to take root. So all I'm saying is, in a means of prevention, spread the word this month and every month that there is a link between hormonally based cancers and uncontrolled metabolism B, and probably the best thing you could do starting tomorrow morning, if you were not on this program, is to get on the program and live your life. Eventually it's just a lifestyle. But live your life in a way where there's peace inside the body.
I think that's peace. I think that that's very, very helpful, and I think that everybody you talk to knows someone affected by cancer in some way, and breast cancer is very common. As our, you know, it's just a way to, I would tell anyone I knew that, to just help them. You know, it makes you feel good knowing you're doing the best that you can for your body. For your
overall body.
You can't control everything, but the things you can control, like this, you should, because it helps, and it's the best thing you can do for yourself and your family and friends, you know, in the long run.
So as I always say, just pass it forward. I say that because it's difficult when you're talking about, I talk about a program that doesn't involve medication, like you have to take this pill or write this prescription. The program is a lifestyle. And it's hard sometimes for the medical community to step back and say, maybe this change can have such a dramatic effect. You know, they're more or less looking for the cure to be something maybe that uses medical technology or whatever. Okay, keep looking, but in the meantime, let's do everything that we can do.
Definitely.
So that's the message this month, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as I said, do pass it forward.
And we will see you all next
soon.
Time.
Well, next week. Not next month.
With some more
of your questions.
More questions and more information for you.
All right. Take good care. Bye.
Bye.